Noah Beasley, a shy 19-year-old from Cottonwood, Arizona, lived a quiet life until his sudden death just weeks after marrying a wealthy 65-year-old woman. His devastating death spurred an inquiry that revealed a web of greed, manipulation, and desperation, rocking his small town to its core. Having just graduated high school in May 2021, Noah was recognized by his peers as the shy kid who always carried a guitar. While many of his classmates were heading to college or starting jobs, Noah was uncertain about his future. His passion was music, but he had no clear plans to pursue it. Noah lived with his mother, Jenna Beasley, in a modest trailer on the town's outskirts. Their financial situation was challenging. Jenna, a single mother, struggled to make ends meet, and her situation worsened after losing her job due to the economic impact of the pandemic. This left Noah feeling responsible for helping her manage their financial burdens. Despite his reserved nature, Noah was kind-hearted and often helped others, though he was grappling with the stress of their circumstances. A week before his death, Noah married 65-year-old Gertrude J.Y. Hartford, known for her lavish lifestyle and multiple previous marriages. The wedding was extravagant, held at a luxury resort in Sedona, featuring opulent decorations, a gourmet menu, and a custom designer dress. Despite the grandeur, Noah appeared uneasy and out of place, visibly nervous about the whole affair. The sudden marriage to a woman over 3 times his age shocked everyone who knew Noah. Speculation arose regarding his motives, with some attributing it to his mother's financial struggles, while others suspected manipulation. Noah's relationship with Gertrude was strained, not only because of their age difference, but also due to her demanding and controlling behavior. Gertrude often threw tantrums when things didn't go her way, leaving Noah increasingly overwhelmed. He confided in his mother about his doubts and fears regarding the marriage. However, Jenna, hoping to secure their financial future, encouraged Noah to remain with Gertrude. This made Noah feel trapped, torn between his mother's wishes and his own discomfort in the relationship. As a result, he withdrew from his friends and spent most of his time in the home he shared with Gertrude. His dream of becoming a musician began to fade as he struggled to cope with his new reality, feeling uncertain about his future. On the morning of October 8, 2021, Sedona was shaken by a startling discovery. At 8:30 a.m., 82-year-old Marjorie Lane, out for her daily walk, noticed something unusual at the Hartford-Beasley home. The curtains were drawn and the front door was slightly open. Concerned, she approached and called out but received no response. When she entered, a strong, bitter smell hit her. Marjorie then found Noah Beasley lying motionless on the living room floor, surrounded by empty pill bottles, prescription medications, and a half-empty glass of water. Shocked, Marjorie immediately called 911, her hands shaking as she provided the address and details. Following the operator's instructions, she checked for signs of life by shaking Noah and calling his name, but he did not respond. His face was pale, lips slightly blue, and his breathing had stopped. Marjorie, distressed and tearful, remembered the recent extravagant wedding and wondered how things had deteriorated so quickly. When the police and paramedics arrived, Noah was declared dead at the scene. Marjorie, overcome with emotion, was escorted outside and sat on the curb, staring at the house where Noah's young life had ended. Detective Marla Grunwald and Officer Tom Jenkins from the Sedona Police Department arrived just before 9 a.m. Grunwald, known for her sharp instincts, began examining the scene. The contrast between the luxurious living room and the lifeless body was stark and unsettling. Detective Grunwald immediately noticed the empty pill bottles and the glass of water near Noah's body. The prescriptions included drugs often linked to overdoses. However, the scene was unusually clean, with no signs of struggle or chaos, raising concerns for Grunwald. The meticulous nature of the scene suggested a calculated event rather than a sudden outburst. Grunwald instructed Officer Jenkins to photograph the scene and called in a forensics team to dust for fingerprints and collect evidence. Medical examiner Dr. Evelyn Morris confirmed that Noah's death was due to an overdose, with drug levels significantly exceeding the prescribed amount, indicating possible foul play. Detective Grunwald also noticed a wedding photo on the mantelpiece showing Noah with a solemn expression and Gertrude smiling brightly, highlighting the troubled nature of their marriage. The forensics team collected the pill bottles and glass of water, noting a faint perfume scent in the air. Chanel No. 5, Gertrude's known fragrance. By the end of their initial investigation, Detective Grunwald was certain that Noah's death was not a simple overdose. The scene's clean appearance, excessive medication, and surrounding circumstances pointed to foul play. The investigation soon focused on Gertrude J.Y. Hartford-Beasley, Noah's 65-year-old wife, whose recent marriage to Noah now seemed highly suspicious. Gertrude was a prominent figure in Sedona, known for her extravagant lifestyle and strong personality. Born into wealth and having experienced multiple bitter divorces, she was obsessed with youth and notorious for her demanding nature, earning her the Bridezilla label. When Detective Marla Grunwald and Officer Tom Jenkins visited JY's home that afternoon, they found her lounging by the pool, sipping a mimosa and reading Vogue. Despite the tragedy, JY appeared unnervingly calm, dressed in a designer kaftan and oversized sunglasses. Her indifference immediately caught Detective Grunwald's attention. JY greeted the officers with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. She explained that she'd gone to bed early the night before, leaving Noah in the living room to play video games. She said she assumed Noah had fallen asleep on the couch when she didn't see him in bed in the morning. Although she expressed some surprise and sadness upon hearing of Noah's death, her reaction seemed more like that of someone hearing about a distant acquaintance than a grieving widow. Despite Grunwald's suspicion, JY's story seemed airtight, and without solid evidence, the police couldn't hold her. Meanwhile, a second suspect came into focus: Noah's mother, Jenna Beasley. Jenna, a 49-year-old woman with a troubled past, was struggling with financial difficulties and had turned to selling prescription drugs. Her desperation made her a prime suspect, as she had encouraged Noah's marriage to Gertrude, hoping it would secure their financial future. When the police questioned Jenna, she appeared nervous and frazzled. She admitted pushing Noah to marry JY, thinking it was an opportunity too good to pass up. However, when asked about the drugs found at the scene, Jenna became defensive, denying any involvement. Her inconsistent answers, at one point claiming she hadn't seen Noah in days, then admitting she had visited him the night before his death, deepened Detective Grunwald's suspicions. As the investigation continued, a third suspect emerged: Harry Hartford, Gertrude's ex-husband. A wealthy real estate mogul, Harry had divorced Gertrude just months before she married Noah, a union that had publicly humiliated him. When questioned, Harry was calm and composed, offering an alibi for the night of Noah's death, stating he had been at a business dinner in Phoenix. Despite his cooperation, witnesses had seen him arguing with Gertrude days before Noah's death, fueling Grunwald's doubts about his involvement. Still, without concrete evidence, the police couldn't press further. The investigation took a major turn on October 15, 2021, when Officer Tom Jenkins received an anonymous envelope containing a USB drive with text messages between Gertrude and an unknown contact. The messages revealed Gertrude's intent to divorce Noah and use her knowledge of Jenna's drug dealings to leverage control. In one message, Gertrude complained about Noah's performance as a husband, both emotionally and sexually, hinting at her growing frustration. She also expressed disdain for Jenna, vowing to cut both Noah and his mother out of her life. This new evidence painted Gertrude as manipulative and vengeful, but it also raised questions about Jenna's involvement. Had Jenna discovered Gertrude's plan and acted out of desperation, or was she a pawn in Gertrude's scheme? The police were closing in on the truth, but the full extent of the situation remained unclear. On October 20th, 2021, a breakthrough came when phone records linked the texts on the USB drive to Jenna Beasley. The evidence suggested that Jenna had been using her son as a pawn to maintain their financial stability. Knowing that Noah, who wasn't sexually interested in women, might leave Gertrude, Jenna had secretly given him prescription drugs and sexual enhancers to ensure he remained compliant in the marriage. However, the plan went tragically wrong when Noah took more pills than she intended, resulting in a fatal overdose. Jenna was brought in for further questioning, where her defenses quickly crumbled under the weight of the evidence. She admitted to drugging Noah, but insisted she hadn't meant to kill him. Jenna claimed she'd only wanted to keep the marriage intact long enough to secure their financial future. Her confession shocked the community, revealing that her desperation and greed had led to her son's death. Jenna Beasley's trial began in December 2022, drawing significant media attention. The prosecution, led by Assistant District Attorney Mark Christensen, argued that Jenna's actions were premeditated and driven by greed. The defense, led by public defender Corrida Vasquez, painted Jenna as a desperate mother who had made a tragic mistake. On December 15, 2022, the jury found Jenna guilty of involuntary manslaughter. They believed she had caused Noah's death but did not intend to kill him. Jenna was sentenced to 10 years in prison, with the possibility of parole after 5 years. Jenna's sentence left the community divided. Some saw it as too lenient, while others believed it was fair, considering her circumstances. She was sent to Perryville Prison, where she participated in substance abuse and mental health programs, seeking redemption. In the months following Jenna's sentencing, the impact of the case continued to resonate deeply within the community. The trial had left a lasting mark on everyone involved, from the Beasley family to the local residents. Jenna was sent to Arizona State Prison Complex in Perryville, a high-security facility near Phoenix. Inside, Jenna faced a harsh environment. Her case had drawn significant media attention, making her the subject of frequent gossip and judgment from her fellow inmates. The prison offered her limited opportunities for rehabilitation and support, leaving her to grapple with the tragic consequences of her actions. To pass the time and seek redemption, Jenna participated in prison programs focused on substance abuse and mental health, hoping to prepare for her eventual release and find some semblance of peace. Though the media eventually moved on, Noah's death left a lasting impact on the town of Sedona. A memorial was held in his honor at a local park, giving the community a chance to mourn. The case became a grim reminder of how desperation, greed, and manipulation can lead to devastating consequences.